Hello to all my wonderful subscribers, students, and disciples. This is your Master GongSun, and welcome again to another episode of Taoism as applied to the news. Today's topic has been trending a lot on NewYorkPost.com. It has received 117 comments and probably counting. Let's see what happened here. Florida dad who paid $1,400 for a family of five's day trip at Disney World says he felt punished by park. Let's see. I'm going to read the story first and then I will give my opinion later. The happiest place on earth is facing growing criticism for becoming one of the most expensive. A Florida father is speaking out after a one-day visit to Orlando's Walt Disney World with his wife and three children cost nearly $1,400, a price he says may not be worth it. It started with a ticket purchase, and then it ran right into the parking, and then it was like a cash cow for the rest of the day. So this father is a small business owner, Craig Stoll. In a video that quickly went viral, Stoll broke down the cost of the trip: $30 for parking and $974 for 5 tickets, using a Florida resident discount, and more than $245 for dinner. By the end of the day, the total had reached nearly $1,400. Okay, so that's not including accommodation then, is it? Parking, tickets, and this dinner. Well, that's an expensive dinner. That's like $50 each for a family of 5. Huh. Trying to put a price tag versus value. What's its worth? The lines were so long, so we're already $1,000 deep into the park. Right, because of the 5 tickets. Now we're going to drop another $400 to get lightning passes. Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. They try to nickel and dime you to death. Now, I haven't actually been to Disney World, but I have been to the neighboring Epcot Center, also started by Walt Disney, with my parents and sister. But this was more than 10 years ago. This was back in 2013, 12 years ago, well before the pandemic and well before inflation made everything cost more. For those of you who may not know, I am actually somewhat of a Disney connoisseur. I'm a Disney expert. At one point in my life, I wanted to be a cartoonist. And if you search hard enough, you might still be able to find some of my comics online. But anyway, I don't do that anymore, although I'm proud of what I did put out. But certainly, at that point, I adored Walt Disney and read all the books I could about him, including his own biography, 6 times. So I know quite a lot about Disney, and, well, it's a brand for sure, right? But let's just keep reading and see what else has happened here. Disney has increased prices in recent years. Okay, they raised the cost of a single park ticket. And they recently went up for 2026 dates. A one-day ticket to the Magic Kingdom now ranges from $139 to $199, depending on the day and season. To skip long lines, you can get a Lightning Lane multi-pass for an additional $40 per person. But here's my question. If everyone buys these $40 passes, then isn't it that like no one has bought it? You can't all skip it, right? Someone has to stay in line in order for you to skip it. Anyway, that's not really the main focus here. The feature, once free, has become a common add-on costs for visitors trying to make the most of their day. Okay, so they're trying to nickel and dime you. Yeah, I knew that already. Grand total. Well, here's the way I see it. When you take your family out, it's going to cost money, right? So if you don't want to pay that much, you go somewhere else. But at the same time, you will not get the Disney brand. So it really depends on how big of a fan of Disney that your family is. So if they really want to pay that much for a day at Disney, then sure, $1,400. But if they're equally as happy going to Knott's Berry Farm in California or somewhere else that's cheaper, like Universal Studios, maybe they should do that instead. But I'm pretty sure it's a given that Disney is expensive. Now, I didn't pay for the Epcot Center vacation, my father did. I'm pretty sure he got some discounts, but I don't think it was cheap. But they wanted to do it, kind of like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. So if that's how this Florida dad feels, if it's worth paying that much for a once in a lifetime trip to Walt Disney World, then maybe it is worth it. But it really depends on what you want to get out of it. If it's just if you're not huge Disney fans and it's just about going to some amusement park and having dinner, then you could save money by going somewhere else. There's more than one amusement park in the US, especially in Florida. There are plenty. There are plenty that are cheaper. I remember even at Epcot Center, I bought one of those Mickey ear hats, right? The Mickey hats with the ears sticking out. $20 US dollars. So that ain't cheap. That definitely was not cheap. But the way I saw it was that it's Disney, it's a brand, we're not coming back again. So I don't mind paying $20 as a souvenir. But unfortunately, I have to admit that that hat, I can't find it anymore. So it's not really even a souvenir. I don't know where it went. So that's $20 down the drain. So it would have helped a lot if Mr. Craig here, Craig Stoll, told us more about what his plans were. Was it really worth paying that much to go to Disney? Like, was Disney a specific goal he had in mind? For example, were his children diehard fans and would stop at nothing to go to Disney? Or would any other generic park have done? And I don't think that there's much that Tao has to say about this. I mean, I'm pretty sure he knew it was going to be expensive. I mean, but I gotta say, all that food, that's not worth $245. No way. I mean, Disney's making a hefty, hefty profit on this. Alright, what do you guys think? Leave your comments below. This has been your Master GongSun. As usual, keep living in alignment with the Tao.